Welcome to the Army Football Podcast. I'm Sal Interdonato here with my co-host Steven Anderson, two-year captain of the Army team from 2009-2010. We're going to start it off with some really sad news. On Sunday, Army sophomore cornerback Brandon Jackson passed away in a car accident in Westchester County. The Army football team was informed sometime Sunday afternoon, about Brandon's passing and just being out practice the last few days. You know, Steve, they're trying to get through through and using football as maybe a way to cope a little bit. You know, they're together. It's a brotherhood. They're all on the field. They're probably, doing what Brandon Jackson would want them to do, and just, that's where a lot of the bonds are formed. In the brotherhood is, in the core, of course, and then on the football field. How strong is the Army football brotherhood when an unfortunate incident like this happens?
It's strong, and it goes on for years and years. I still remember when I met Ronnie McKay for the first time, and it was like he was automatically a mentor to me. Ben Kawika, automatically a mentor to me. And there is no stranger within the brotherhood. If you've played for Army football and you have gone through that type of experience, we all recognize it, and we know that you welcome us into your home, and we welcome you into ours. And it's just an extra resource that we use to lean on one another, especially in hard times, such as this one. And just remember that the great die young, and we understand that it's part of a bigger purpose, and whatever your means of coping, whether that's hitting the gym, going for a run, trying to make humor out of it. Everybody copes with it differently, and we understand that. And anytime you lose a brother, it hits home extra hard. But we are a part of a bigger fraternity within the U.S. Army, and we know loss just as much as the next one. And it doesn't never become routine, but you develop certain courses of actions that you go through in order to help you cope. And the brotherhood is just it's a great example of guys being able to reach out to one another. There's a bunch of Army football players here, infantry lieutenants that are going through some major milestones in their careers. Starting off with High Bullock Ranger School Airborne, whatever the case may be. And I just wanted to make myself available to them, reach out to them, just like they're going to reach out to me. And, if they need an ear, if they need someone to talk to, make myself available. And, just deal with it. Unfortunately, that's the nature that we have brought ourselves into, and it never gets easier, but you understand that, you have the people closest to you as resources to help you get through things.
Yeah, I can't imagine. He was from what I hear from the players, he was just well respected. Not just on the football field, but off the football field. Everybody I talked to about Brandon Jackson, the first thing they talked about was his smile. And his smile, and he loved life. He loved, West Point. He loved Army football. And I wonder if that, I asked Jeremy Timpf today if they maybe will dedicate the season to Brandon. He said that he's going to dedicate the season to Brandon. He hadn't talked to the team. But you got to get a sense that this is definitely something that they can rally around and play for Brandon, do you think, Steve? Or?
Yeah, teams can go either two ways. I don't know what practice was like this week, but I have a feeling that the resiliency that not only West Point and Army football, but that makes boys become into men, help develop. But the guys in general, it's a great group of guys. Whenever you have a close-knit group, and the leadership you have there right now, they're going to find the right way to make this season work. And I think we got to remember, Jackson wasn't a selfish guy. Guys, you want to do what you think is best. Dedicating the season or whatever the leadership comes up with. But at the same time, just like you said, you got to remember what Jackson would want, and that's going out and playing and put it all on the line, just like he did, and just like he would continue to do. And they got to remember they got, now they have an actual 12th man on the field with them every play. He'll be right there, just like where he was the past two games, and they can find strength in that and ensure that they do find the purpose they're looking for into making this season a memorable one.
It's a great point. Just looking back at the Rice game, I remember in the second quarter he batted away a key third down pass, and it was 21-7. Army was in the lead, but Rice had a possible drive in the making, and I mean against Temple he had that he batted down that pass near the goal line that could have gone either way, could have been a Temple touchdown or a catch and stuff like that. You just can't believe that, less than maybe 12 hours later he was taken away. But like you said, the rallying point of him being the 12th man is a really good perspective. Just like if we can try to get into that Rice game, I mean, what did you see from Army? I mean, it was another game where the defense really showed up there, giving up the two long plays, but that's about it on defense during that game.
Yeah, and I think it's what was interesting is Temple strike first, drew first blood, and then Rice 3 plays in the game drew first blood. So I think it's just a testament to these guys that they take it personally. They're exactly what you said. Their defense is hard-nosed, and those guys play on the edge. And when you do play like that, big plays do happen, but how do you respond? Just like in life, when you get knocked down, how do you get up? And these guys just respond, Sal. They really, take it personally when a team tries to impose their will on them, and they refuse to allow a big play to set the tone of the game, and they kind of just go to the sidelines, talk it over, brush it off, and do a great job of clearing what just happened and playing in the moment, which is always something we try to do as a part of the 2010 team is forgetting what happened and just going out there and playing again. These guys are they're doing it, and you can see it and you can feel it as a fan as you're watching it. Like, you can tell that they don't like the way that tastes in their mouth, and they're gonna come back stronger, more on the edge, and make big plays happen. And now we've seen 2 games where we've won the turnover battle, and we've won decisively. And I think that is just, it can't be more true in a football game as far as momentum and ball control is when you turn the ball over, or when you get turnovers, control the clock, and do not turn the ball over. You see, 35-14, you see 28-13 games. Yeah. And it's a lot of fun to watch as a fan and as a previous player.
Yeah, I was, I wrote there's like 43 2-0 teams out there, and maybe Army is one of the surprise teams so far. And Steve, maybe you could talk about this. I know in times, some people at West Point have called the Army football team America's team. Well, maybe America can latch on to this team this year, and just you look at now what they might have to overcome now with the loss of Brandon Jackson. I mean, I see across on Twitter a lot of people sending their thoughts and prayers for Brandon Jackson from all over. From Mike Riley from Nebraska started his press conference with it. The Nebraska head coach. Rice's coach, David Bailiff, they just played him last week. He started his press conference with just the respect people have for this program, and now maybe more eyes can be on the program for results. You know what I'm trying to get at, Steve? Maybe or
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that matters is it may be a surprise to the country, but it can't be a surprise within the locker room. I don't think these guys are surprised at all that they're 2-0.
mm-hmm.
I think they've put in the work and they know what they're capable of, and the fact that they're getting recognition now through their play, that's all they want. They want their play to speak for them. They don't. But yeah, I mean, you got these young men that go to West Point and truly some of America's best people, just like the sons and daughters who sign up and serve right out of high school. They're special kinds of people, all types of different diversities who you throw them together for 6 to 8 weeks and you say, hey, make a team happen. Throw away all your bias and beliefs of this, that, and the other, and work together for something that means more than yourself. And it takes a special person to be able to do that. And I think, he emulated that. And I think that this team just wants to, maybe surprise the nation and become America's, get that title back as America's team. But as I said, it can't be a surprise to them in the locker room. I don't think they were coming out of that Temple game or Rice game and be like, "Whoa, man, I didn't know we were going to win that game."
Yeah.
So it's a mentality, and you got some of the most resilient people, especially in that age bracket, that this country has to offer.
Yeah, now they go Saturday night. They'll go and play at UTEP, and we talked about playing on the road last week. And now there's opportunity there. You got through your first 2 games at 2-0. You got your next 2 on the road against UTEP. UTEP has a pretty good running back in Aaron Jones. He's leading the nation. He's pretty good. He's leading the nation in rushing. But you just if Army can play like you said the way they have in the first 2 games, and I asked Jay Bateman this today just about. He's using a lot of different combinations on defense. He's not really playing the same 11 guys, maybe through a series and stuff like that. And he's like, I'm not really for the bend don't break defense. I want to be in attack mode and stuff like that. You look at this game against UTEP. I mean, yeah, they have some ability to throw, but if they can stop that running back. They should keep themselves right in the game, and the offense has been producing with Andy Davidson. So, what do you think about Saturday night?
Yeah, Sal, they're coming off of a tough whooping from Texas last week. So they're going to be hungry. They're going to want to reestablish that winning streak. But I think they're going to see. I think we're going to see a lot of play. They're going to try to establish a run with the running back, trying to get the defense sucked up, and then work with play action. Try to get our safety sucked up with play action. I see that being their strategy coming into the game. Just knowing that they have a running back that has to be honored and respected. But I think coaches keeping the guys fresh. And a lot of guys are getting playing time, and a lot of guys, want to be out there. I don't think any of the players are scared.
Yeah.
It's not really something football players talk about being scared. But I still remember when I was a freshman, I got sent out there, and it's not so much scared as anxious and nervous. And I think these guys are just cool, calm, and collected when they're getting out there. One. I think they've been practicing and they know their fundamentals. This team, their defense is very fundamentally sound. I don't see very many miscues or miskeys. Of course, I don't know the defense in and out, but you don't see, other than the big plays, you don't see a lot of guys blowing assignments. It seems like the fits are nice, and when you allow yourself to build that depth, that's how you create, teams for the future. But also, it gives the guys so much more confidence that no matter what 11 we put on the field, we're going to be making the plays that we need to in order to allow our offense to get back out there.
Yeah, I was talking to Bateman this week, and he was saying that he has guys that he believes are good enough to play in games. So even if he puts them in for 3 or 4 plays, he knows he's going to get the best out of them for those 3 or 4 plays, and he doesn't want to hold any of the players back. He feels like if they're good enough to be on the field, he's going to do his best to play as many guys as he can. And you're going to have King and Tim go most of the game, and the safeties have got like Ryan England and Xavier Moss have gone most of the game, but he's mixing up those fronts, and who knows who he's going to blitz, and he keeps guys, like you said, the fits are right. So I mean, this is a good matchup to see how really good this defense is with this running back. So
I think it just goes to Coach Malkin and the defensive coordinator's intuition of when substitution needs to take place. Obviously, a guy, you're not going to allow, you want a guy to stay warm. You don't want him to get cold, but the guys continue to answer the call. And I think that just goes into the coaching staff and a testament to them to knowing their players and knowing what they can handle and when is the best time. And on top of that is, us football players can be a little stubborn sometimes, Yeah. Sometimes we're really tired, and we don't want to get out of the game because we just love the game. And it's not that we're being selfish. It's just we want to be out there with our brothers. And they probably can see that in some of them and make a switch out. Or I see guys get tired and they're pulling themselves out of the game, get that trust in the guy behind them is going to make the play and make the proper fit. So it's a good situation and a good mix-up that they got going on right now.
Yeah, well, we got to end this podcast by talking about the Year of the Ring. The hashtag's live and well, Steve.
Hey, hashtag Year of the Ring. Hold it up. I was wearing it during the game. I put everything back to the way it was last Saturday. Made a couple phone calls, and I sat in the same spot. So I got a good feeling about this Year of the Ring. It's a good hashtag. I'm excited about it. It's my way of contributing to the team this year.
There you go. Now, will you be able to watch the game on TV this week? Because it's on like the American Sports Network or something. I think I'll be watching on the web.
Yeah, I was looking through. Obviously, I looked through the channels this week. I saw that it wasn't on CBS Sports.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be checking it out. But regardless, even if I have to hook up my computer and run my HDMI cable from my computer to my TV, it's going to be on that same TV that we're watching the game on. So I'm going to figure it out, Sal.
Nice. Well,
it's the Year of the Ring. It's too important not to figure it out.
Exactly. So we'll definitely be back here next week talking about Army, UTEP, and then looking ahead to Buffalo, right?
That sounds good to me.
Hey, thanks for joining us again, Steve. We'll wrap this up, and we'll look forward to. I'm guessing you're predicting an Army win on Saturday.
Absolutely, go Army, beat UTEP.
Thanks a lot, Steve.